Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to take you on one of the favorite days we had in our whole time in Paris, and that was taking a bike tour of the Palace of Versailles. I'll talk about why this was the favorite way that we explored the palace. I'm so glad we did the bike tour, and I'll also walk you through the way it checked off several items on our bucket list in one tour, and then we still had time to explore Paris a little bit on the back end as well. So it's a full day exploring Versailles, and welcome. Can't wait to show you around the palace. This bike tour, it's with BlueFox Bike Tours. Not sponsored, just really loved the tour with them. We loved our guide, and everything was kind of taken care of, so they told us where to meet, gave us the train tickets, showed us around. It was really easy just to kind of show up and explore and learn about Versailles. I'm gonna bike Versailles today. The train from Paris to Versailles is almost an hour long, so it is the whole day trip to be able to make it there and back from the center of Paris in the same day. And I also love this tour because it checked off another item on my bucket list, and that was having a French market experience and then having a little picnic on the grounds of Versailles.
What's happening? So try the little strong and I try. Buy some wine, guys, a bottle of water.
And this was really cool because we had a local, Parisian show us around the market, and then we got to shop for our own lunch. From the market we walked and, he gave us a little history of where we're going, and then we got to our bikes and got all set up on the bikes and then put our picnic basket in the little bike pouch, and from there we're off. During our time in Paris, the Paralympics were actually still going on, so when we got there we could actually see they had the equestrian events at Versailles. So we saw an event happening way down on the other side of the lake, so that was pretty cool. If you don't do the bike tour, there's honestly no way that you can see all of Versailles because it's just so big and so massive. And biking is just a really gorgeous, chill way to see the grounds and just enjoy being in Paris.
Drive next to you because you can always stay straight. Just drive around.
Things I don't love about group tours is that if there's not enough flexibility, I kind of want to get off and explore and have, you know, some say in what I'm doing. So I love this because we kind of all rallied together, and then we had the option to go explore the summer house, and then we got to do that on our own, and then we got to go have lunch on our own. And we got to have that flexibility to choose and decide, but still be guided along the way, so we weren't just doing it completely blind. So this first summer house was really neat to see exactly how they lived in that time, and they have it exactly set up as, you know, they would when they had lived there. This, apparently he has the main house and then he's summered in a different house on the same property, and that's how big the property is. And then we got to explore the gardens, and again, these are just the side gardens for the summer house, not even the main ones.
What do you think the plants are that make it green?
And already it was just stunning to wander these on our own and just get to explore and see. You know, they had it divided up by different colors. It was really, yeah, just beautiful and just mind-blowing to see that this isn't even the main place. This is like the summer house. Another piece of the France bucket list is I want to have a picnic, a French picnic with a baguette that I bring and walk along, and this just ticked every box.
Cute. This is the thumbnail. It's our hall. Water. Wine cooler. Some peach. Half of melon. Chateau caps. Recommend this, whatever this is. You can get it pretty close to this place. It's pretty good. You just eat in the middle of this grassy land.
The tour provided the wine opener and things like that, so that was super easy. And then of course we had a baguette and the most delicious olive tapenade and these amazing spiced almonds, and just overall one of the best meals we had in Paris. It was just finding things at the local market. So delicious, definitely recommend. Absolutely checked off the Parisian picnic off the bucket list. After lunch we met back up and then took a short little ride to Marie Antoinette's Hamlet. Another reason I love this tour is because we probably wouldn't have even known that this place existed, but it's another little hidden place on the grounds of Versailles where Marie Antoinette, she kind of, I guess in her boredom and missing her home of Vienna, built this little mini village. And as we were walking, again, we got to explore this on our own. We met, he sent us off, we got to see what we wanted to go see. And it felt like almost, our guide called it Disneyland, but I definitely call it like walking through a miniature golf course, because it was like this little village, but miniature. And I guess she spent her time here just making a little miniature village. And it was cool to hear the history that this obviously wasn't a very popular thing with the, you know, the peasants, that she's playing peasant while they're starving and she's building these fake little peasant villages and spending her time here. Apparently she had a pink sheep that was here. We got to a part where there were actual farm animals still, like bunnies, goats, sheep, and everything like that. I wish they still had a pink sheep, but if there is one there, we didn't find it, but that was cool to see. And again, these grounds, this little garden just kept going and going and going, and this was just for Marie Antoinette. It wasn't even the main part of Versailles. This was another little side garden. So again, really cool to see and explore. And if we just had went to Versailles, we wouldn't have got to see this because A, it's really far to get to, and B, it's kind of hidden. So I love the bike tour because we got to see all these things in the span of one day. After seeing Marie Antoinette's Hamlet, then it was time to go back. And we finally made our way to Versailles, but first we did bring our bikes back to where we started from, and then it was just a short little walk to get to the main Palace of Versailles. At this point, we said goodbye to our guide. He was amazing. And then he gave us recommendations of his favorite parts of the actual palace. And then again, we were on our own. So I love that because we had enough structure of like being told where to go and we got recommendations, but then we got to explore on our own. And that's like my ideal version of a group tour.
Bike tour, done. We rode about 10 miles all throughout the gardens. Yeah, sure. And then they end the tour with whatever this is called, the Palace of Versailles, which we learned was started off as a hunting lodge. Who would have thought?
The interior of the palace felt very much like a museum, so we weren't super, we weren't super thorough in seeing like every single thing, but you definitely had the freedom to explore more. Literally after this, it's your own time. You could take the train back whenever you felt like it. So we weren't planning on spending as much time here as the grounds, but if you wanted to, you could definitely explore more.
This is like that other one that we were at.
Revolution Hall where all these war paintings were. This was another one recommended by our guide, and it was really, yeah, I wasn't expecting to find this here. I didn't know it existed here, but it was another one. Definitely, if you can, check that out as well because it was just really cool. All these histories of famous wars and battles, and then it was really cool to see George Washington was there at one of them. Which just in my tiny American mind, I didn't realize the timelines overlap like that, but George Washington is one of, in a lot of these, in a few of these battle paintings as well. And then from here, we went to the actual exterior gardens, which at that point, our Osmo died, but I got some footage on my phone still, and these gardens were like the most pristine. Again, we could have spent way longer here. At this point we were kind of tired and we didn't want to. We felt like we saw what we wanted to see, but it was just really, yeah, eye-opening to see how big this place was. This was technically just one person's home, palace, and how the city kind of formed around it to, yeah, I guess cater to him and the French monarchy, and learn about the history of the revolution and everything, and just how that influenced French culture and the world and everything around it. So amazing, amazing tour. We loved our time here. Again, I definitely loved the bike tour because we got to see so much more than just the palace. I love the flexibility provided with it. Like, we had guidance, we had recommendations, so we were never lost at any time, but then we had the flexibility to explore and do things on our own that we weren't tied to, you know, strangers if we didn't want to be. And we had enough time to go to our hotel, change. We had a dinner reservation on the Seine.
We're running, but can't stop the views.
Absolutely stunning must if you're in Paris, and love that we could fit this in the same day. We had a full day at Versailles. We had to end the day on the Seine under the sparkly Eiffel Tower. 10/10, definitely our favorite day in Paris, so I loved it. I hope this helps you if you're thinking about visiting Versailles. If you're thinking about taking a bike tour, definitely do it. Can't recommend it enough. If you can end the day with dinner on the Seine, even better. It's definitely a day you won't forget. You can subscribe to the channel. You can check out my Instagram for the full time I had in Paris. And I will be definitely making some more videos, so stay tuned. I know it took me a while to get this one since my trip, but they're on the way, I promise. So if you want to see more, stay tuned. Alright, au revoir. And that's it. That's all I got. Goodbye.